Okay, here's the thing. Men need to create safety. If they're not bringing peace into your world, if they're creating any kind of confusion or anger, distrust, that is not what we're doing anymore. We're not doing that anymore. All right. There's something that happens after a while, after you've been in a relationship with somebody for a while, where you start to feel like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to put up with this shit. My expectations gone. My peace gone. Like men are supposed to bring safety, right? They're supposed to bring safety into our lives. As women, what are we doing with men that are not creating safety inside of our bodies? If we're always questioning, what is the next thing? What's the next shoe that's going to drop? How can we feel safe? How can we relax? How can we be creative? You know, when a woman has a baby and a baby comes into the world, men are kind of like kids when you give them a puppy. Like they say they're going to take care of it and they're going to buy the food. They're going to be the ones that are there for you. They're going to be your ride or die. But like then their trauma starts coming out, their past childhood memories of like where their parents fell short for them. And it's like they're unpacking that while we're still cleaning up the messes every night and prepping the meals, regulating the emotions and the nervous system. Yeah, we have our own trauma and our own childhood issues that are coming up. That's definitely true, definitely the case. But the default parent always falls on the mom, it feels. Of course, there's exceptions, but we're not talking about y'all right now. We're talking about the moms who feel like they got a bum deal. Peace. What is the price of peace in your life, in your home, in your head? It's expensive. It's expensive when you live with a difficult man. I can tell you that much. It took a lot for me to get my peace back. After marrying my husband, it felt like it was going to be, I felt like I married a whole new man. Like I got a whole other version of him than I got before we were married. And we already had our daughter. It's been a year and a half now, and I finally reclaimed my peace. And you know what it took? It took me kicking out the parasites that were living inside my intestines. I began to focus on myself. I found over 30 worms inside my intestines. And when I finally gave them the boot, I mean, they were dead and they wouldn't leave. I finally gave them the boot, kicked them out. I said, no more. Y'all ain't living in here no more. My husband switched house that same day. Yeah. Yeah. And guess what? I have reclaimed a level of peace. We have disenmeshed to a point where now I can finally talk about it. But I want you to know that if you are in the process right now of like feeling so much resentment, so much anger, so much rage for everything you're holding, Mama, I see you. I feel you. I am on your team. The parasites gotta go. If they are not bringing you joy, floating, peace, safety, the feeling that you are the queen. No, 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 no. That's just not it. It's just not it. It's not. It's not. If you're wondering, if you're questioning why marriage is so hard, you probably have a difficult man. Doesn't mean he's not lovely. My husband is lovely. He's lovely. He's just a pain in the ass. Like the parasites. Oh, all jokes aside, we're doing much better. We're doing much better now when I've set the boundary and I said, I'm not putting up with this tomfuckery anymore. I don't want the crazy mood swings. Okay, we have a toddler. I got enough of that. I don't want the like back and forth of like, my expectations constantly needing to be like explained and then like let down, and then like the conversation of like I'll do better next time, and then it not happening, and then and then no, no, girl, don't do it anymore. Y'all, we're done with this, okay? We got to process this rage. That's the second step. Once you get that enmeshment out, once you start to focus on yourself, you bring that nuclear focus back to you, not to your heart, not to the heart, cuz yeah, we love these guys. We love them. Love my husband. I'm talking about to the belly button, to the gut, and even lower to the womb. That's where women create. That's where women make life. That's where we tonify blood, you know. Like, let's talk about the liver. Let's talk about the kidneys, not the heart. The heart is great for men. They should focus on their hearts. If you happen to be a man watching this, yeah, follow your heart, focus on your heart, open that motherfucker, and like, let it feel, let it speak, let it feel. Like, women, ladies, we know your heart does a lot of talking. Now we're talking to your liver. Now we're talking to your intestines, and we're talking to your womb. Yeah, when you go down there to the parts of us that are like a little like ooh, and like a little bit like ooh, like it's not as dreamy as the heart, right? Like the heart's so like ding. No, no, we're talking about like the intestine. Like, we're processing shit. We're processing shit. Process your shit with me. Okay? I want to hear about it. I want to feel it with you. And like, ultimately, I want to help you let it go. I want to help you let it go. So that's what we're here for. We're here to forgive the masculine, and it doesn't mean we're forgetting that it happened. No, we're not forgetting. We are processing this rage. We are shitting out the resentment, letting that go, letting the resentment go, so that we can find forgiveness, like real forgiveness, like that stuff that Jesus did. Yeah, like that kind of forgiveness, which is like, ooh, Lord, trouble so hard. Ooh, Lord, trouble so hard. Yeah, the kind of forgiveness you got to fight for, and family is worth fighting for. Like, not fighting as in like, you said you were gonna, well, what about the time yeah, no, not that kind of fighting. That kind of fighting is tired. Pretty, yeah. I'm talking about fighting through the feelings of like just wanting to either roll over and put up with it just day after day, and like fighting the intuition that's telling you like, boundaries, or like saying like, fudge this, I'm out, peace. Like that also, ultimately we're not teaching our children, like, you know, the values of conflict resolution, and like saying the hard things that are hard to say, like having the difficult conversations and finding words for our sovereign experiences, where it's like beyond like, yeah, you did this and you did that. It's like, I am experiencing like heart wrenching, like stomach churning levels of discomfort. Like, I want peace. Like, I declare that peace is a priority. Like, declare it with me. Declare it with me for your sake and mine. Your peace absolutely is a number one priority. And if that man is creating unsafe, unsavory, unpeaceful, anything other than like queen floating, like at least like comfort, like when you see him and he walks in the door, you're like, ah, finally he's home. Like that's just not how I experienced the past year and a half of life with my husband. He would walk in and I would just brace for like, okay, what's gonna come out of his mouth. I could tell by the way he was breathing. Like for some reason he breathes like he takes like guppy breaths and I'm like, why are you breathing like that? Like why? Why? Like he's like you're like panting like a cat in heat. I'm starting to like take longer breaths just thinking about it. Like I know you know what I'm talking about. If you're married to one of these guys or partnered or raising children with one of these guys, you know what I'm talking about. I realized I forgot to turn my fan off. So if you're hearing my fan in the background, like, you know, next time I'll do better, guys. This is the raw off the cuff moment. I told my husband to take my daughter out for ice cream. I'm like, take her out for ICECREAM. Like, I just got to get on here so I can share this realness. And that's what I want to bring to the table. If y'all don't know me, my name's Joanna, and I specialize in real, raw communication, authentic communication, where we can feel what we're feeling, like feel what's felt needs to be felt, and like feel seen in what needs to be seen. Because so much of our life is like mimic for Instagram, for whatever, for like the golden life that, or like maybe we're just trying to like positive vibes our way into having the dream life. Nah, y'all, nah, that's not it. Okay. We got to go through it, and that means feeling it. It's the only way to the other side is through. And I'm here to go through it with you. Not that I'm on the other side. No, I'm still going through it. I'm still going through it. Trust me. But I might be half a step, half a millimeter ahead of you. And if that's the case, and if I can save a handful of people the amount of fuckery that I experienced going through this phase of my life, I mean, I have done so much nonviolent communication, authentic relating, um, sound healing, vipassana meditation. I have done the ecstatic dancing and the somatic, experiences. And I've done all of it. I really thought I was like, bing. I thought I was so conscious, um, but then this like codependent thing that I've kind of struggled my whole life with because, yeah, I've got those insecurities. I don't know if anybody else can relate, but where I sort of always got less than I thought I deserved and was kind of always okay with it. Yeah, it's hard to put into words just how um sad I am for my younger self, like for all of the ways that I put up with being treated badly. I lost my virginity at the age of 16 to the Lion King, because a 26-year-old man put liquor in my orange juice, and I didn't tell him not to, and then I didn't tell him I didn't want him to start touching me, and yeah, ended up just kind of disassociating and woke up in his bed in his mom's house and walked out to them having a yard sale on the front lawn. That was awkward. And just, yeah, ever since then, my mom had just lost her mother when I was about 15. My grandmother, who lived with us at the time, she lived with us my whole life. She passed away very suddenly. And my family didn't talk about it. We never sat down and talked about how much we were hurting. We were just like, man, that's sad. All right, well, let's move on with our life. And rather than like talking about it or processing it or grieving her, we all just went into our own little bubbles of life. I guess my sister had already left for college and my mom was not paying attention at all to what I was doing. So I decided to just like start drinking and smoking and having sex and going to parties and lying about where I was going. And then, rave scene, ecstasy, more drugs and more men. And then, yeah, entered into my first relationship with a drug dealer who would throw me across the room when he did too much coke and lost the money to have to pay his dealer. So my first relationship and then subsequent relationships were based around men just kind of getting what they needed and then treating me terribly. And then um, my dad also passed away just when I was 25 and again didn't really have a whole lot of like experience with processing grief. And in 2009 we still weren't doing the authentic relating thing. So my life has been earmarked by like shoving down and repressing a lot of really big feelings that I didn't know how to earmark or like bring up. Just a lot of smoking weed and disassociating until I found spirituality. And then it was smoking weed and praying and like meditating. So that felt like an upgrade, but I was still not fully connected to my authentic self at all. And then for just a really long time, it took me until I was about till I was 35 when then my mom died. And then I couldn't do it anymore. The whole shoving down, not talking about, not processing. That's when the gloves came off. And I did a year-long circling course with the Circling Institute. And I really actually found words and a community of people that have the patience and the time and the care to sit down and really listen, to really process big feelings. So, yeah, no wonder I'm here today, like finally having to walk it in a way that I didn't before. The universe keeps giving you tests until you show that you're ready to go to the next level. And so here I am, like in the test. I'm still sitting in the test, you guys. I'm still sitting in the test. But at least this time with this test, my pencils are sharpened. I'm like sitting at my desk. I've practiced, I've studied, I'm ready, and I'm here and we're here. We're acing this exam. Well, at least we're C plus, we're gonna pass. We're gonna pass this time. We're gonna get to the next level. And I can't wait for you to get to the next level with me. My name's Joanna Sullivan. I'm here on this journey for Giving the Masculine. I am so happy if you stayed to the end that you're here with me and like we're working together to bring harmony home, to teach our children what forgiveness, what conflict resolution, what communication looks like, what putting yourself first looks like, creating boundaries, and ultimately, deep down, raising up the voices of women. Your voice matters. You matter. I love you. We'll be back.